you mentioned that, I want to just mention something really quickly. The illusion is existing at a certain frequency and vibration. Here's the rule of frequency and dimensions. The rule of frequency, vibration, and dimensions. Whatever dimension you're in, like we're in the fourth dimension, third density. Whatever dimension you're in, you see the dimension below it. So the fourth dimension sees, we're in the fourth dimension. That's why we can see in the third dimension. The third dimension is we see in length, width, and depth. That's how we see in 3D. In the fourth, if we're in the fifth dimension, we would see length we would see in the fourth density. Whatever dimension you're in, okay, scrap everything I said because this is going to be confusing. When you talk dimensions, you have to be really slow and clear. Whatever, we're in the, first of all, one, scrap all that, one. We're in the fourth density, third dimension. Am I going to get this right? Slow down, Papa G. Slow down. We are in the fourth dimension, third density. Dimension is like the space. Just think of dimension as a room. Dimension is a room. And the density is how you see things in that room. So think of the dimension as the room, and what is inside of the room, the furniture, the stuff that you can see, as density. How closely something's packed decides how solid it is, thus deciding its density, right? So we're fourth dimensional beings, which allows us to see in the third density, width, length, and depth. If we were fifth dimensional beings, we would see in the fourth density, which we would be able to see length, width, depth, and we would be able to see behind things. We would be able to see inside of a house, behind the walls of a house. If you recall, who could do that? One of our superheroes could do that. Let's play a little game. Which superhero could do that? Name him. When he first came out, he could leap tall buildings in a single bound. Superman. See, I knew you guys would have it. Superman. That's right. Because Superman was simply a fifth dimensional being. Later on, I said leap buildings, tall buildings in a single bound. Later on, they made him fly. They changed him from a leaper into a flyer. But the original Superman did not fly, right? He was a fifth dimensional being. That's why he had what they call X-ray vision. He could see in 4 different ways. So that's what we'd be. That's what we are. That's just superficial. We'll do more than that. And don't believe that you have to wait for an ascension and all this to come to be fifth dimensional. Fifth dimensional stuff is already here. If you are doing healing on yourself and you're healing your inner child, that's a fifth dimensional activity. The fifth dimension allows you to go back in time, forward and back in time. You can do that. We have evolved way more than we think. Some of us are in different levels of that fifth dimensional state, right? And so we're all in different places, all where we should be. Some of us are not in that fifth dimensional state yet. We're in the fourth dimensional. If you're in the fourth dimensional state, I'm going to tell you what that looks like. You're very much aware of the tragedies and very much aware and involved. Not only just aware because someone in the fifth is also aware, but you're also a little bit involved in this pain and suffering going on down here. and it gets to you. When you move up, you just keep doing your work. Your spirit will take you there. Don't let this guy here tell you, try to figure it out with this guy. Just keep working on yourself. When you're in the fifth dimensional, you're aware of the pain and suffering, but it doesn't grip you, thus giving you the opportunity to do more to raise the planet out of that. But when you're in the middle of it as in the complete fourth dimension, then you're gripped by it, and you're in a way participating with it, and you're not that as helpful as you could be if your frequency was fifth dimensional. What do I mean by that? When someone is drowning, right, in a pool, you don't want someone going out to rescue them that can't swim, do you? Because all you're going to have is two drowning people, right? So you must see it as the person in the fourth dimension experiencing the fourth dimension and getting caught up with the pain and suffering here as being in the fourth dimension. They need to work on themselves before they start. It just means that working on this should be the priority so that you can lift yourself up to the fifth dimension. And then you're in lifeguard status and you can jump in, rescue that person without yourself being a part of the tragedy. Make sense? So when a fourth dimensional being, that's what it looks like. You're too caught up in this world. You believe what's going on in politics. You believe what's going on in the world. You actually believe that the state of the world is where it is because you're looking at what's going on in Israel. And a fifth dimensional being sees that, but also can see the deep changes that are not being televised or brought to you on social media, with the exception of a few people, right? So you want to lift yourself to that. And you do it by just simply working on yourself. Your spirit does that. You don't have to try to figure that out. You just simply, when spirit brings it, you need to work on this. My spirit said to me, you need to start doing the Ho'oponopono. That's what you need. And I'm in the fifth dimension. You need to do the Ho'oponopono to take care of things that you've got going on. So every day I do that. I do that. And sometimes I can feel like my body will shake from just doing that. And I'm completely engaged in it because there's always something. And if you just listen, you'll get the answers and then you implement them, because spirit can bring them to you, but it's our job to implement them and put them into action. That's it. That's our job. Figuring out? No, don't try to figure it out. Just ask spirit. Because what spirit will send you, you'll be like, oh, really? That's what I do? Oh, that doesn't look like it makes sense. Don't worry about what this says. You just do it. All right. So the bliss body, Anamaya Kosha, is where you are living in your own heaven that you created. Nobody made it for you. You don't want to go to anybody's heaven because you don't know what that's like. You create it. And you're at peace in here. And not only just peace, you're in bliss. Now, I said earlier that the bliss body is not something that people can really describe. What they can describe is how they feel when they touch it. How they feel. The feel is like the finger pointing at something. The finger that is pointing is not exactly the thing that it is pointing at. So people can describe the feeling, they can describe how they are, but that's just them describing their experience. That is not exactly the bliss body. You can say the same thing about love. You can see love in how people behave. You can't see. You can see how people behave when there's love around. You know how you feel and you behave when there's love around, but you really don't know what it looks like. You can describe how you feel, but you don't know what it looks like. So same thing. No, I'm not there yet. No, you don't have to be. You just simply need to get on the road and your spirit will take you there. And there are things that you need to do and implement, yes. But just be on the lookout for that, Ben. And if that's where you want to go and there's some kind of emotional drive tied to it, it'll happen because your spirit will keep sending you things. And because you feel a certain way, you'll start to do them and you'll keep doing them. And next thing you know, you will be a certain way And you'll be like, wow, last year I was here and I just kept doing what Spirit said to do. And I didn't judge how information came, because the information could be coming from me, could be coming through a voice that softly, kindly speaks to you. It could come from a TikTok. Don't judge where that information comes of what you need to do. You just do it. Not at least permanently, okay. Can you explain a bit more about how we're in our spirit? One of the physical ways, this is one of it, but the best way to explain it is, we have an auric field, right? An aura, an energy field. And that field expands out depending on who you are. For the average human being, it expands out about 6 feet. For some people, it expands even further out than that. I remember when I was first starting to learn about myself, I went to this kind of psychic gathering, and the person who was leading it was kind of like a mini workshop, and he could detect and see auras, and he was going around people's auras, and he was like, okay, and he was 10 feet away from my aura. He goes, your aura is all the way over here. He said, your aura is all over the place, is what he said. So your auric field will increase as you work on yourself. That auric field is evidence of your spirit. That light is your spirit. In the Chinese medicine tradition, they have the different energies. I'm going to just stick to that to kind of clear that up for you. And they take a candle to represent all the energies, a lit candle. The actual physical candle is the Jing. It's called the Jing energy. The Jing energy represents how long your life is going to be, how long the candle, how big the candle is, and the wax on it, and determines how long that candle burns, correct? So that's the Jing energy, right? And then you have the actual light, right? And the actual light is, oh my God, can't remember. Is the life energy. It's the same as like the prana, right? The fire. And it's the thing that determines how active you are, how much energy you have to do activities during the day. If anybody remembers what that is, please let me know. Right? And that represents, the fire represents that action energy. And then you have the light. The light that comes from the fire represents the energy of your spirit. Now that light goes out. That candle might be this thin. The fire on it might be this thin, but that light can light up a room. Now you are the Jin energy. You're the Jin energy, and then you have the energy of the fire, right? All of that is within you, and then you have the light. That light is encompassing everything, and everything is within that light. Your spirit is the light that you are inside of. Chi energy. Thank you, Nicole. The fire represents the chi energy. I'm in the Olympic Forest this weekend. I saw the aura of a giant red cedar, a beautiful reminder. Yeah, auras. You can see auras of trees. Yeah, and it's something that, if you just pay attention and if you want to see I'm glad you want that. If you want to see the aura of a tree, if you just kind of just stay there and just be still and use your peripheral vision, and eventually when you'll tune in and you'll be able to see the aura of a tree. Just a little note if you guys want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up